karena sudah berapa bulan ya persidangan dengan satu barang, ada barang rewel, ada barang rewel, ada barang rewel. Karena manusia itu kan semuanya banyak.
Ini nggak tahu kalau bahannya serikatnya kuning nggak masalah. Oh, karena itu kan dari yang alami dari tumbuh-tumbuhan kan ditambah. Kalau bahannya itu kan jadi
Dalamnya.
Jadi itu akhirnya tahu itu tapi banyak begini nanti. Oh, jadi nggak boleh tahu kemarin. Bahannya apa?
Anti magnet.
Ya kalau itu memang
timbul.
Sama, takutnya nanti bisa lagi apa.
Kan videonya kan sudah saya kirim dulu, terus langsung diestimasi di lab, nggak terima dilihat saja di lab. TR itu loh mas, TR ini ya diurut panjangnya sampai bisa segini. Nah ini kalau di lab, jerat ini 39. Padahal ini diukur segini, nggak bisa. Lab itu udah bisa dibohongi, nggak bisa. Berapa kali TR panjangnya? Karena apa? Urut, pakai urutan. Nanti kalau 11 hari atau 2 minggu kembali. Susut lah. Satu temponya itu kan perjanjian BKF.
Ya,
itu sering terjadi. Mas, bilang apa gitu?
Istilahnya kan ini kan bayarnya kan sudah lain lagi ya, dulu ini kan sudah lain lagi bukan yang pertama nanti yang pertama harus bukan ini kan bayar yang lain lagi ya, makanya nggak mempermasalahkan tentang
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Berbayar gitu. Iya, makanya ini kan seperti skenario yang pertama tadi. Ya, akhirnya kan yang maju itu kan maju. Tapi sekarang ini bayar. Jadi dengan itu
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Berarti apa yang saya terima besok itu berarti tetap saya bersih 3,250. Iya. Kalau harganya satu ya ketemu enggak gitu. Orangnya kan itu pasti loh. Ya orang selalunya kan ya punya 3,5. Ya kalau 6,5 dari sekarang ketemunya 3,250. Ya kesepakatan kita kemarin kan penting sama ya lebih. Ya begitu aja. Ya nanti kalau saya terima 3,250, nanti apakah saya bersih 3,250 atau saya dari 3,250 saya masih ya itu berapa? Saya itu enggak salah memberi ini Bu. Supaya akan lanjutkan lagi. Kita kan dari awal kekeluargaan. Temen ngerti lah sama.
For listening to football's audio commentary, be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Yang pertama tadi kan sudah menjaga data, karena baiknya sudah ketemu yang terbaik ini tadi. Masalahnya ada harga yang terbaik. Karena saya ini sebagai pemilih, seharusnya kan punya hak saya, 50%. Iya. Nah, tapi itu kan kembali lagi pada inisiatif saya sendiri. Saya memberi Pak ini kan dengan kita rela. Ada hubungan dengan yang lain. Ini pribadi. Jadi saya memberi itu. Jadi saya memberi aja. Ya, kalau saya memberi ini, maka saya sudah mewakili yang lain. Iya. Jadi biarpun nanti saya memberi berapapun harus diterima. Itu sifatnya rahasia aja. Transfer aja kan. Ya. Jadi saya memberi berapapun kalau diterima. Jangan protes ya. Karena nanti saya juga ada kelanjutan lain. Ini loh Bu. Ini kan karena saya kan kesepakatan kekeluargaan. Apa ya tadi itu?
Remember to check out Football's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Makanya saya ngomong sebenarnya kan gini-gini berperasaan. Kan legowo, halal gitu. Yo, aku juga sebenarnya kan enggak legowo. Saya itu kan ngomong motor. Mending terima sing halal lah. Makanya aku ngomong di awal gitu. Pelirnya biar enak. Supaya nanti ke belakang itu gak ganjel. Ini yang saya sempat ngomongkan ya. Jadi saya dalam hal ini, aku gak nutup. Tapi kalau mengerti aku, aku gak terima. Kan begitu. Karena saya kan gak menutup sebelah. Jadi saya tahunya apa. Iya. Saya nanti bisa berkelanjutan. Boleh dibilang penyelenggaranya ini kan saya. Maksudnya Pak Rudi kan gitu. Jadi Pak Rudi ada
Listening to Football's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
beliau itu saya. Ya, tadi saya ketemu TNI ngono biasa itu wakil kupingnya dia itu dengan ngerti cara iya kenal pote hukum kenal pote iya hukum ngono lho waduh barang itu masyarakat TNI ini lek iki jiwa iki bakar banget jadi cuma gini aja kalau saya bagaimana ini bisa realisasi dan sana cuma itu aja dan saya sampaikan ke beliau bisa mengatakan biar barokah, biar nggak ada dusta di antara kita dan uang. Akhirnya akan memberikan ini lain lagi Pak, nggak seperti yang pertama. Oh ya.
Remember to check out Football's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Yang awal perjanjian kita itu pembelinya hampir sama kalau cuman sekarang pembelinya buka tangan karena apa ya? Mungkin merasa apa? Aboten deh saya apa? Karbon deh kurang berbeda. Sebenarnya nanti rencananya masuk ke pembelian ini. Ini boleh berarti apa? Ini boleh. Ya bilang itu enggak. Kalau kiri Allah tahu. Katanya nggak ada. Nah ini kena pembelian sebenarnya. WCT. Kalau ini tergantung dari yang transaksi.
Listening to Football's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Hati saya kayak apa itu saya rasa Pak. Saya berkali-kali bilang yang penting ada transaksi sampai sudah baik itu dan polisi bukan cara bawa ternyata tidak memberi rezeki yang lebih karena sampai sudah bawa ya iya ya saya panggil Pak Pras ini kan biar tahu ya kita ini kan ngomong awalnya saya nanti di belakangnya itu tak ngomong yang dicabut Pak Pras juga tadi dengan adanya sampai juga bisa membawa seperti itu yang bisa juga diajak mau ada tulisannya disampaikan.
Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Wis komae kayak aku nggak tak narem aku. Ya itu maunya gitu saya. Maunya saya gitu. Jadi saya terima terima. Saya itu udah banyak pikiran sampean, Bos. Ya 250 Bos. Ini biarin ya. Kalau saya nggak bisa bagi kegiatan ya biasa. Cuma 20. Iya, iya. Tapi ya beja. Iya, punya saya beja. Iya, beja. Jangan yang lain-lain ya. Supaya saya tidak kena biaya yang lain. Intinya saya itu senang nanti berapapun ya aku. Kalau sampai legowo saya legowo, insya Allah. Kenapa? Halal Pak, kenapa? Gitu. Kan saya tidak ada bahaya. Kalau ini terbukti.
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Saya intinya tahunya Pak Pras cuma gitu aja loh. Iya. Karena itu malu Pak. Ya, sudah dekat, kita sudah dekat lama. Orang kan ya foto juga misalnya nanti kirim ke saya. Saya kebetulan dengan itu. Iya. Memang antara dua. Untuk memilih itu sendiri loh. Ya. Karena tidak ada yang pasti. Orang itu sangat penting loh. Orang luar kiri. Saya jadi kalau ini enggak. Ayo. Itu korupsi. Iya. Intinya yang lain-lain jadi yang ngatur itu. Iya, ya yang sisanya tidak yang berada di dalam negara itu urusannya saya nggak ikut ikut. Tapi tadi ada yang urusan saya itu diselesaikan dulu. Ya, agak sedikit lagi.
Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Jadi dia anak soleh ya. Ini tinggal pembuktian besok gitu ya. Insya Allah amanah, barokah, lancar semuanya gitu. Yang penting semua berpikir positif thinking. Itu aja. Iya. Saya kenapa tadi menyampaikan hal seperti itu? Karena yang menyampaikannya seperti itu. Nah, ketika aku lihat harus itu, enggak. Intinya bukan masalah harus baik dan tidak. Kalau saya beli tapi pembelinya tidak mau main belakang. Ini terbuka apa adanya. Itu nanti pembeli kena cas ke pemerintah 45%. Pembeli ya. Pembeli.
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Sponsori wong piro mangan sponsor. Aku dari sponsor itu loh ya. Makan kasihan itu. Aku makan aja. Saya kalau makan nggak nonton kontrak. Nah, ya itu kan ada kontrak. Kalau makan kan lawan kalau sendiri. Kontrak itu kontrak lawan. Itu kontraktor gitu. Ini preman. Oke, siap. Yang penting kita ACC ya.
Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Mas, Mas Ru, Pak Pras. Nanti nggak dulu Pak ya. Sampai dulu. Siap.
listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Có đấy. Có đâu? Có này. Không mất tiền rồi. Đi rồi. Có tụ của gọi là akhirnya mau ujung-ujungnya terus gini aja loh Pak Rudi dipulangkan Pak Rudi tidak nanti yang 250 nya untuk saya oh enggak masalah itu kan orang sekarang waktu itu tidak maunya nanti kalau saya sudah kasih belum dengan dulu tanggalnya belum nanti sana bersama teman apa ya kunci kantor jadi ada minta
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth.
Rampok ini ya seraka ya. Sini aja menurut. Menurut gua. Nek kemen ombo turun ning ini. Iya, gampang turun ini. Tapi nek ro kemen ya kene lah bener kok kabeh. Iki selemat lho galane kuno. Tak usah kontrol ukur bae ini untuk enak. Ah, iya iso. Iso.
Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Oh, dirinya akur dong. Enteng itu enggak. Itu kan ngobrol
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Ayo dong, Agus.
Kan tadi belum Agus.
Ada mana Agus?
Belum Agus.
Iya. Mau buat polisi lagi.
Kalau ngomong.
Agus seperti apa kata? Iya, orangnya bisa. Ngomongin bro. Tentang asur. Kena asur.
Ini kalau kan toko.
Kita langsung lagi. Soalnya pengen jadi lebih dewasa. Mau tendangan tinggi. Kalau kayak omong. Kalau nanti dia sepak bola, kita kena tendang.
Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Chandra itu anu janda.
Apa yang itu? Urusan apa sih gitu?
Pikiran United, pikiran rusak. Dia itu janda. Saya tak jadi minta sih.
Aku kurang aku terus lagi. Bau pun. Baru ya baru. Karena paling sapunya kena nih. Banyak kena.
Tapi ada di mana?
Ya. Mana nih? Ya.
Thank you for listening to Football's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Ini kalau pindah. Kalau ini ke kiri, ada kiri sana, ke kanan. Kalau ini diputer, ada kanan, ada kanan. Oke? Yes. Bingung. Yes, lagi. Bagaimana kamu? Ayo kan lu. Apa? Kemarin jeruk. Enggak tahu nih. Apa kalang? Apa? Borussia Dortmun. Ini mau apa sih? Ya itu. Ini Borussia loh. Jadi apa? Apa masih ya?
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Itu sabunnya cair, dingin, sabun cair. Awalnya satu ini, itu menangkap sampo. Iya, kasih dengan komputer. Namanya dia perlu.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Ancas satu. Lagi kasih HP ini harusnya tetap ini di sini. Lalu Dewi ya.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Kawin aku boleh. Saya tuh nggak perlu gitu. Orang Jepang kan gitu. Orang Jepang itu kan pendek. Sekarang pendek.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Lili, saya nggak mau besok kalau telepon. Harus dia maaf, harinya pulang kampung. Ondok baru ini, pasti. Ah, sampai ada.
Yang kalau ini itu positif lah. Ini jam 7.30 berangkat lama, akan
Tapi kan gitu. Di Jakarta ya. Pakai nama apa? Singapura. Ketemu Singo sih. Lapor tim.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Kalau itu nama coklat, terus nama kita memang new brempak, tidak pakai auto.
Berempat apa orang?
Dia sempat dulu. Ini bayaran, terus hotelnya jangan ini. Ini ada dengan ini.
tinggal pangkat.
Iya, tapi sebenarnya boleh. Dia mah nggak bisa.
Ada dulunya.
Pasti ya. Karena udah kering ini. Sama roti.
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Aku.
Iya.
Oh iya.
Tapi gitu kan.
Logging into
Aku
my
mau banyak.
audio setup for my game today in the Club World Cup.
Enak banyak kali ya. Angkat itu iso relax.
Live stadium in East Rutherford, and it's between
Relaksasi.
Fluminense
Relaksasi.
and Borussia Dortmund. Looking forward to this one. Should be a good opener for these two teams. I imagine there'll be a lot of action in the Fluminense penalty area. We'll be saying things like, here's Julian Brandt now, coming down the left-hand side. He crosses it into the middle, and here's Girassi! And it just had to be him, didn't it? Serhu Girassi gives Borussia Dortmund the lead and opens their account in the Club World Cup. A fantastic header from the Guinea striker, and it was never in any doubt as soon as it came to him in the 6-yard box. Hopefully that's all sounding good. Be ready to go for 5 o'clock.
Check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Itu loh, kursi nggak mau tak bangun di sini satu menit. Kursi.
Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out Footmob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to Footmob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Ujungnya
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Ditembak sistem pertahanan udara Iran di kota Tabriz. Iran itu yang juga merupakan markas Badan Intelijen Israel.
Numpangnya bang.
Iya itu
Numpangnya mantep Jon.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Ayo editan menjadi pakai PPT.
Hak senjata makan kuat selama Glasgow Stadium melawan kegagalan yang terbaik akan menghantam bola Israel.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Serangan udara Zionistik Iran mengalami kegagalan hingga berbalik arah menghantam wilayah Israel. Hilang titik-titik saat angkatan udara untuk menunjukkan
Ini betul mau
insiden ini
Bagaimana ya? Mana gambarnya tuh?
Perdana Menteri telah menentukan tertib baru sehingga mampu menggunakan sistem pertahanan Israel.
Baliknya itu.
Sementara pemirsa Israel menghantam kantor pusat televisi pemerintah Iran di Teheran. Bola ini menghantam saat serangan langsung terjadi pada hari Senin.
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Roket Israel saat membawa berita Sahar Emami bertugas. Saat siaran live tengah berlangsung, tiba-tiba studio terguncang akibat hantaman rudal Israel. Hal itu membuat Sahar Emami yang sedang siaran panik dan meninggalkan posisinya. Beberapa anggota staf penyiaran narkotik Israel NRIB terluka dalam serangan itu. Menteri Pertahanan Israel menyatakan melalui media sosialnya IDF telah menerima lembaga penyiaran Palestina setelah evakuasi besar-besaran penduduk di wilayah tersebut.
Turun aktor dari
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Itu loh, menjadi orang musik. Wih, golonnya bener.
Rekaman menunjukkan mobil-mobil terlibat dalam pengangkutan lalu lintas di Jalan Utara
Bener.
pada hari Minggu waktu setempat. Lalu penerang musuh untuk menjadi keliling di wilayah provinsi Dortmun pasca ibu kota dalam keadaan siaga tinggi. Penduduk mengaku semenjak ketegangan antara Iran dan Israel tidak memasuki hari kelima. Bahkan Presiden Amerika Serikat Donald Trump memperingatkan agar semua orang meninggalkan perang.
Jadi nuklir kan. Misalnya atau nuklir sih.
Konflik Iran dan Israel semakin memanas dengan adanya
Bisa kalau mau kalau mulai buat tulisan nuklir pun memang kita ada saling tidak ada yang menurut nuklir
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok.
Sampai langsung dulu langsung ulang agama ini Iran diserang untuk Israel untuk agama itu diserang jadi sama saya pernah lakukan ini pertama itu Israel ngomong Google-nya Iran itu nasional
Thank you for listening to Footbob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Kalau ini istriku, dia suka nonton acara kuliner dan ini terus
Golnya Milan 9 apa? Akan apa?
Remember to check out Footbob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to Footbob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page.
Empat pulau tersebut adalah Pulau Panjang, Pulau Lipan, Pulau Mangkir Gandang, dan Pulau Mangkir Ketek. Keputusan ini diambil setelah Presiden menerima laporan menyeluruh dari Kementerian Dalam Negeri serta berbagai dokumen dan data pendukung. Pemerintah tidak langsung melakukan Presiden, tapi kita melakukan dapat terbatas penyelenggaraan dari calon keluar terhadap permasalahan dinamika.
Well, good afternoon, everyone. Welcome along to live coverage day 4 of the FIFA Club World Cup. I'm Chris Bryant, and I'll be here for the next couple of hours to make sure you don't miss a thing as Fluminense and Borussia Dortmun get their respective campaigns underway at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford. For Dortmund, well, it's the first time they've been in this competition since 1997. They were victors in the Intercontinental Cup. On that occasion, they also defeated Brazilian opposition in the shape of Cruzeiro 2-0. An amazing end to the season. No one would have thought that Nuri Sahin was dismissed in January with them 11th in the Bundesliga table that would have snuck into the Champions League places. They did manage to do that under the shrewd guidance of Niko Kovac, winning 7 of the last 8 games in the Bundesliga. They'll fancy their chances of topping this Group F in the FIFA Club World Cup. It also includes Mamelodi Sundowns, Ulsan HD. This does look to be their toughest challenge though, against Fluminense, who are finalists in 2023, losing 4-0 to Manchester City on that occasion. Determined to be quite such good shape this time. Finished 13th in last season's Brasileiro, 4 points above the drop zone as well. They're currently 6th in this season's instalment, having already lost to bitter rivals Flamengo in the final of the Campeonato
Sementara pemirsa Gubernur Aceh Muzakir Manaf menyambut baik.
It's been a bit of an upturn in fortunes since the arrival of Renato Gaucho in April, though. Remarkably, 62-year-old is in his 8th spell in charge of the Rio side. We'll be hoping to make his mark on the world stage. On to the team news then, and the big news for Fluminense is the return of Talismanic's top scorer, German Cano, who's been out since April, but returns to the bench here. Two changes to the team, won really well in International in their most recent outing 2 weeks ago. Hercules coming in for Thiago Santos, and Agustin Fabio, who's also been out injured, returning Cerner. As for Dortmund, well, they make just the one change. Lee Holsten Kiel 3-0 on the final day of the Bundesliga season. Pascal Gross coming in for Felix in the venture. We're underway now. A few seconds at the MetLife Stadium in New Jersey. Some early possession for Borussia Dortmund as Girassi looks to win a header, but beaten well in the air. Forwards then. Just locked forwards to Fabio. Fluminense interesting character actually, the Brazilian side. He's 4 years of age. Making his 1,190th. There's been a lot of talk, hasn't there, this FIFA Club World Cup about empty seats. There's a fair few of those at MetLife Stadium. There has been a concern as well too, the high temperatures in America at this time of year, but for the players today it's pretty accommodating, 18 degrees or so in New Jersey. Fluminense come forward there, and we're going to see the first yellow card here. It's for Sibaini. It's a late challenge that came in. John Arias went down. Yellow card for the Algerian defender. Free kick is wasted by Fluminense though. Taken away by Dortmund. Coming back now for the Brazilians. It's the right back. Good player who's gone down under a challenge there. Start here. Renato just having a word with the referee. He's penalised for a foul in midfield. A bit of a revenge mission there on Sibaini. So just a couple of minutes gone in New Jersey. It's still goalless if you're just joining us. Borussia Dortmund just enjoying the lion's share of possession in these early stages. Anton plays it out to the right hand side, which is done by Ryerson. Anton again, driving forward now, midway inside his own half. Passing across to Sibaini, who's attempted pass to Svensson was a bit of a heavy one, and it's caught out of play. Fluminense throw it for those. There's a good challenge in midfield there, and now Fluminense coming forward is Arias. He shoots, and it's just flashed over Gregor Kobel's crossbar. It's a really nice piece of counter-attacking play though by the Brazilians. John Arias just suddenly got in behind the back line in the inside right channel, into the penalty area. Right hand side, just 7 or 8 yards out, just trying to drill it across the goal into the top left hand corner, but in the end, just sailed over Kobel's crossbar. No real problem. Now here's a chance for Sibaini to step out of defence, which he does. Girassi coming deep to make the play. Anton now tries to clip one over the top. Julian Brandt chasing it.
terlibat lebih agresif di awal
Just gonna
pertandingan.
roll through fairly comfortably to Fabio.
1-0.
Interesting character in the Fluminense goal. And he drops the ball and drills it forward
Setelah
right
itu,
footed.
Rico
in the air
Bataglia
by
kembali mengguncang
Dortmund.
gawang Benfica
Brazilians
2-0.
just win it back for a second, and now Brazilian shirts take over.
Benfica tidak menyerah dan mengirimkan legenda Argentina, Angel Di Maria untuk menjadi eksekutor penalti. 1-2.
Messi.
Spain
Maria.
again. That three-man
Baru kedua berjalan
backline
sangat
just
seru. Boca dan
play it
Benfica
between them until
sama-sama
Koval
tidak
gets it
kalah.
and drills it forward. But
Benfica akhirnya berhasil menyamakan skor melalui legenda.
Cukup ya pakai celana saya?
Nicolas
Pas.
they have it now over on the left-hand
Susah
side.
Boyo ketemu gede.
Benfica
Drive
2.
forward.
Padahal aku nomor 29.
Fabio.
Ambil aku
Backflick by
lomba.
Everaldo.
Iki kono.
Here's Arias again, more central position,
Tapi ya
shooting
nggak
chance for
apa-apa.
him.
Bukan tidak celanaan
Back
ini.
post.
Tunis ternyata tak semudah yang
Come as
dibayangkan
far as, I think it was Nonato there who had a chance on his left foot.
Aku bawa aku ambil ganti gaya roof ya.
Sailed over the Dortmund crossbar
Mau
pretty
tak kono
harmlessly.
celana dia aja,
Namun
celana
Tunis
dia kayak
berhasil
dulu.
merepotkan pertahanan sang jawara.
An interesting opening 5.5 minutes or so, and
Pakai celana dia aja ben katuken.
there to suggest that it's going to be a pretty open game.
Ada Luis Araujo yang kemudian
Rukmennya
sukses
aja mulai loh, Ruk.
Showing in their respective
Langsung nasi
teams.
ngapur.
2-0.
So far, the capable of scoring goals.
Nanti. Lu aja boleh berdiri Singapura.
Dari pertandingan-pertandingan yang berlangsung sepanjang
Kami
tahun
tak ada
bersama
besok ini.
beberapa pemain
Aku nang jadi pesawat tinggi.
Goalless though.
Kita simak selengkapnya dalam ini.
Koval launches one upfield, comes to
Bismillah.
Ryerson, who looks to meet his man over on the right-hand side and was just floored for a moment, and he's Dortmund a free kick.
Lion adalah putra dari legenda sepak bola Irlandia, Rory Delap.
I thought he'd won a free kick, but it's actually gone the other way for the challenge by Ryerson. Seems a little unfortunate, but Fluminense, well, they won't mind. They're looking to come forward now down the left-hand side. Driving towards the byline. It comes across, and that's deflected behind. Fluminense themselves a corner here. Far on the left-hand side.
Awal yang bagus bagi Lion Delap.
It's been taken short.
Biasanya fans sebuah tim akan
Up here to
marah ketika
Nonato.
gawang kesayangan mereka
Nonato.
dijebol oleh lawan.
Just tried to
Tapi hal itu tidak
pick up on a ball that was played over the top towards him, but the execution was not the best. Unfortunately for Fluminense, latest attack just fizzles out somewhat disappointingly. It was Rene who just tried to clip Nonato in. Brazilians were able to take a goal kick, which they have done. Now it's Pascal Gross just dropping into the backline. Here's Anton. Plays into midfield. Girassi again dropping deep to link play. That's a good ball from Anton. Here's Julian Brandt now, and very good piece of defending there on the cover by Samuel Xavier. Looked for a second as though the skipper Brandt was going to be in behind the Flu backline. Now here's Adiemi, winning a throw in for his team midway inside the Fluminense half. Dortmund just looking to pin the Brazilians back with a bit of possession. So over on the left-hand side now with Svensson, who cuts inside and then quickly lays it back to Monsibaini under pressure. Gross rolling it into the centre circle where it's picked up by Sula. Anton gives it back to Gross, and Gross is dispossessed. And now Fluminense can counter with Nonato, just inside the Dortmund half. Turn from Everaldo is a poor one, and Dortmund get it back. Girassi laying it off into midfield. There was a foul there, and we're going to see another yellow card. Only had 8 minutes, and it's the second yellow card that's been shown already by the referee. Martinelli, a strong challenge on Sabitzer, who just beat him to the ball and skipped away. So Martinelli goes into the book. Fluminense, Dortmund have taken this free kick short. Monsibaini clips one over the top down the left towards Svensson. Hooked into the area by Gross. Headed up and away. And now shot by Brandt is well blocked. Dortmund to come again with the second wave as Sibaini just consolidates, plays it inside to Anton. Here's Sula. Clips it out to the left where Svensson does pick it up this time, and he's fouled, I think, there. The referee happy to play the advantage because Brandt has got the ball and is able to lay it back to Sula. Sula's ball into Girassi, back to goal. He's dispossessed but gets it back though, does Serhu Girassi. Looking to combine there with Gross, but Fluminense deal with the danger on this occasion. Dortmund have to settle for a throw on the left-hand side, which Svensson has taken to Monsibaini. Here's Sula now in the centre circle, striding forward, links with Adeyemi. The ball is clipped by Sabitzer out to the right-hand side, where Ryerson, bit of a loose pass from him, but it's picked up by Anton. Monsibaini now, 30 yards from goal, plays it out to the left. Svensson takes it in well and then darts in field. Now here's Sula, just inside the centre circle in the Fluminense half. Sabitzer clips the ball out to the right-hand side. Here's Ryerson, crosses from deep, and it's a good cross. Girassi jumping, really good header away there by Thiago Silva. The old boy still doing brilliant things back there for Fluminense, and then the pass from Monsibaini, the direction of Svensson was just overhit. And Fluminense can just breathe a sigh of relief for now and gather themselves. Just bringing a flavour of Rio to the New York suburbs this afternoon. Fluminense, as I mentioned, finalists in this competition 2 years ago. Won the Copa Libertadores earlier in 2023. It's a pretty humbling experience for them against Manchester City. Down 4-0. Given a decent account of themselves in the opening 11 minutes here. Still goalless. Brazilians have got themselves a free kick in the centre circle, just inside the Dortmund half, and they've taken it short. Now it's with Samuel Xavier. Here's Arias now, looking to skip away from Svensson, which he does. Although he just overran it slightly, and he's left his foot in there. His foot in on Monsibaini. The referee coming over here. Just wonder if Arias might be the third player to go in the book. It's a bit of a painful one. It's one of those you see where the player just takes a slightly heavy touch, ends up stretching for the ball. Collision between his left leg, Arias, and the left leg of Monsibaini. A painful one for the left centre half for Dortmund. No booking though for Arias, and Dortmund get the game back underway. As Sabitzer flips the ball over to the left-hand side, which is picked up by Svensson. He lays it all the way back to Kobel. Kobel, on his left foot, goes long. Girassi is beaten in the air by Thiago Silva, who gets Fluminense moving forward again. Here's Arias, 5 yards inside the Dortmund half on the right-hand side. Goes back to Xavier, who turns away from Adeyemi. Now here's Hercules for Fluminense. René, the left-back, clips one into midfield. Everaldo, back to goal, turns it on. It's not a bad ball, but Sula, to his credit, spotted the danger and covered round to just mop things up for Dortmund. We can get back on the front foot now. Here's Ryerson. Now Sabitzer. Sula moving it on to Anton. Here's Monsibaini again. Right-footed. Plays it across to the right-hand side where Sula looks to clip a ball over the top towards Adeyemi. Another header won by Thiago Silva, but it's picked up by Brandt, who tries to get Ryerson involved. Good tackle back there by René. Dortmund coming forward again now. Here's Adeyemi. About 25 yards from goal. Plays it infield to Anton, who's stepped well into midfield. Monsibaini now plays it into Girassi, just on the edge of the penalty area. Girassi lays it off to Svensson. Svensson's pass back to Monsibaini. Now here's Sula. Sula plays it back to Anton. The centre circle, Valdemar Anton decides to go right. Ryerson plays it back to Sula. Anton has it again now. He'll lay off from Pascal Gross. Dortmund very patient in this build-up as Adeyemi goes down under a challenge. The referee not interested, and Fluminense can break away now down the left-hand side. In the end, it's a bit of a disappointing break as Donato had to check back and play it back to Rene. Here's Canobio now, picking it up on the left-hand side, wearing a face mask, or more of a skull cap, I should say, today. Returning, as he is, from a fracture of his skull. Nasty injury that's kept him out the past month or so. Thiago Silva now. He's enjoying a bit of possession with his central defensive partner, Juan Pablo Freites. Fluminense now coming forward. Here's Rene over on the left-hand side. Confronted quickly by Anton, but Rene keeps the ball going for Fluminense. It's Everaldo who's dropped into midfield to link the play. Now Nonato, 35 yards from goal, plays it right to Xavier. Here's Arias, who's drifted in field. Now Thiago Silva changing the point of the attack to the left-hand side. Here's Freites. Rene again, the left back, just inside the Dortmund half. Tries to give and go with Canobio. Canobio's pass in field towards Everaldo's a poor one, and Dortmund can break away now. Here's Adeyemi. Really good challenge in there on Adeyemi by Freites, I think it was. And now there's a chance for Arias, who again is skipping away down this right-hand side into the penalty area. Shoots! And Kobel has to save at his near post. Fluminense have shown some real desire and determination on the counter-attack so far. And it looks to be John Arias who's going to be the main danger to them. The shot was probably going wide from the Colombian, but Kobel wasn't taking any chances and just clawed it behind at his near post. Arias now swings in the corner from the right-hand side. It's flicked on, up but not entirely away from Sula. There's a little back header now that gets it across to Canobio. Unfortunately for Canobio, it's an offside flag that's gone up against him. And that last little period of Fluminense pressure, unfortunately, just comes to an end. He's made a pretty lively start as well, Agustin Canobio, Uruguay international. Did score in his most recent game in the Brazilian Serie A. 3-2 defeat against Atletico Mineiro back on May the 11th. It's a bit of a poor attempted clearance by Kobel that's resulted in another corner here for Fluminense. This time from the left-hand side. Opportunity for the underdogs to see if they can just get their noses in front. It's going to be Rene who takes this one from the left-hand side, left-footed. Be the outswinger. Fluminense fans in attendance are in good voice as this ball comes in from Rene towards the penalty spots. Headed up towards goal by Thiago Silva, hooked back in, and there's a chance there for Arias again. It was hooked back towards the penalty spot. Arias suddenly found himself in a couple of yards of space. Central position. Probably would have been an offside flag in fairness from Thiago Silva's header. It was Canobio who picked it up on the right-hand side of the penalty area and just hooked it over his shoulder. But Arias took it on the volley, just spooned it over Kobel's crossbar. Dortmund, they've had plenty of the ball so far, but you could certainly argue the better chances have come for Fluminense. Freites wins a header commandingly on the halfway line. Now it's Samuel Xavier. Picks it up just inside his own half on the right-hand side. Drills one down the middle. Great ball from him. As Gathered in well by Canobio. Now, into the penalty area he goes, Canobio. Turns back under pressure from Sula. Left-footed cross. That's headed up and not entirely away by Monsibaini. Hooked more fully clear now, but it's just coming back towards the Dortmund goal. There's a good header one there by Freites, and in the end, Svensson just has to concede a throw-in. On the ropes here a little bit, Borussia Dortmund, as we approach the 20-minute mark at the MetLife Stadium. Canobio linking again with Arias. Arias turning away from one challenge, a little back heel to Nonato is Samuel Javier now. And Thiago Silva spreading it across to Freites. Freites just stepping away from the challenge of Karim Adeyemi. And now Samuel Javier crossing the halfway line and getting Arias involved. Is Hercules linking in midfield with Nonato. Now Hercules again, who's jumped into the right back position for now. Xavier's little burst forward. It's stayed forward to Xavier. Seems to be coming in now. It's a bit of a poor pass from Rene down the left-hand side that just allows Sula to step in. Dortmund just trying to get back on the front foot now. Monsibaini plays one into midfield. Sabitzer's layoff finds Gross. Now there's a chance for Ryerson to slide one down the right-hand side. Here's Brandt, who tried to cross it first time. That was deflected away and eventually cleared well by Fluminense. It's Dortmund on the ball again now as Gross and Sabitzer combine in midfield, and then Anton joining in the centre circle just inside the Fluminense half. Svensson pulls one down the line to Adeyemi, who now has room to run into, and Adeyemi's cross! Oh, and it flashed across the 6-yard box. He just flipped it in, left-footed. Girassi was steaming in to try and get a nick on it. Any sort of touch from anyone, I think the ball would have deflected into the goal. Fortunately for Fluminense, just flashed past Girassi, who was lunging in. And the Brazilians breathe a huge sigh of relief there. It's a really nice piece of play by Karim Adeyemi. A couple of step-overs on that inside left channel, just making space for the cross. Potentially could have drilled it straight at goal as well. I thought for a moment he might have a shot himself, Karim Adeyemi. Instead he opted to flash it across the 6-yard box, and Girassi is the man that Dortmund would have wanted on the end of it, of course. 34 goals in all competitions for him last season. Just an incredible form that he showed at Stuttgart the year prior. He's just a little bit slow to react there, Girassi, and he's clattered into Fabio, the Fluminense keeper, as well in the process. And it's a bit of a painful one for Serhu Girassi. Just receiving a bit of treatment, but I'm sure he's going to be okay to continue. If you are just joining us, a reminder of the lineups. For Dortmund, it's Gregor Kobel in goal. A back three of Monsibaini, Anton and Sula. Midfield, it's Svensson, Gross, Sabitzer and Ryerson. And then Adeyemi and the skipper Julian Brandt behind Girassi. As for Fluminense, it's back four in front of Fabio, the goalkeeper, Rene, the left back, Freites and Thiago Silva, the captain, in the middle, Samuel Javier on the right-hand side. Midfield three of Hercules, Nonato and Martinelli, and the front three of Canobio, Everaldo and John Arias. So we're 23 minutes into this one, about halfway through the opening 45 minutes at the MetLife Stadium. Still goalless in Group F between Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund. It's been the Brazilians who have created the best openings so far, even though Dortmund have had a lot of the ball. It's Fluminense who have it now, just inside the Borussia Dortmund half with Hercules. Xavier giving it back to the midfielder. Now, Xavier clipping one towards the penalty area that's well dealt with by Anton. Svensson stretching for the ball, misses it. It's picked up by John Arias, who wants to go back to Samuel Xavier. Here's the evergreen Thiago Silva now. Martinelli coming deep to try to orchestrate things for the Brazilians. Here's Arias. A little bit of pressure from a couple of yellow shirts. He's conceded a throw in there. On a decision he agrees with John Arias. He thought he was fouled by Svensson, but the referee was happy for the game to continue. Daniel Svensson can take a throw in from midway inside his own half on the left-hand side. Fluminense have quickly won it back and looking really strong here in the opening stages. It's Freitas now. Here's Hercules. Laying it out to the right where it's picked up by Nonato. Here's Xavier hugging the touchline and sliding a good ball into Nonato. Into the penalty area. Here's cut back. That's well dealt with by Nicolas Sula, I think it was. Who's gone down holding his right boot, but it's another enterprising attack from Fluminense. It's really dangerous. Opening 25 minutes or so. They're going to have a throw-in. We level with the penalty spot. On the right-hand side, it's Samuel Xavier, the number 2 for Fluminense, who's come over to take it. And he goes long into the penalty area. Attempted chest down. Doesn't quite work out, but Arias, can he wriggle free? Not quite. In the end, it's hoiked clear, left-footed by Sula. Thiago Silva wins an important header. It's volleyed out towards the left-hand side, but that's intercepted by Dortmund, and now they can break as Adeyemi tries to lay one off. Rene just gets a foot in to slow down the attack. Dortmund have to settle into a slightly slower phase of build-up players. Adeyemi drops in and links up with Sula. Here's Sabitzer. Ryerson now from deep, plays a probing ball over the top. First time cross by Brandt is well cut out by Fluminense. Bit of a risky pass is picked up well by Arias, dropping really deep midway inside his own half to collect that ball, and he's slid it out to the left-hand side where Canobio quickly turns and starts driving at Sula. Checks back onto his right foot, does Canobio, just on the edge of the penalty area. Here's Arias again. Little pass infield to Nonato. Here's Hercules, 25 yards from goal, shoots! Oh, and he's only a yard or two wide there, Hercules. He's adamant that it's taken a touch on the way through there, the number 35. We'll have to wait to see on the replay, but it was a decent effort from him. He's cracked one low towards the bottom left-hand corner. Kobel was scrambling. In the end, the referee happy for Dortmund to take a goal kick. That would have been a rare goal for Hercules. He's only got one so far for Fluminense in 27 appearances for the club. Came in a 1-1 draw against Juventude in the Serie A last month. We're going to have a free kick here for Dortmund. There's a foul in there by Samuel Xavier on Pascal Gross. You'd imagine the former Brighton man will be looking to get his hands on the ball here. It's a decent position. Still probably a good 40 yards from goal, but it's quite central. He just needs a deft, clipped delivery into the penalty area. Certainly in the wheelhouse of Pascal Gross, of course, based on what we've seen down the years. 15 assists in all competitions for him last season. His first with Dortmund after leaving the Amex Stadium. He's standing over this ball now. Slightly to the left of centre, I would say. He's decided to play it short as Pascal Gross after all that. Sula clipping one up towards the back post. Bonsibaini trying to keep it on the left foot. Arrived on the volley. You can see what he was trying to do. He's just trying to hook it back into the mass of bodies inside the penalty area. I think he would have been given offside anyway, Bonsibaini, but made a real hash of the attempted pullback. Just sliced off the outside of his left boot and went behind. That's another situation. It's just fizzled out somewhat disappointingly for Borussia Dortmund. As Fabio tries to clip one forward from the goal kick, but it's come to Girassi into the box. Girassi trying to link up there with Brandt, but that's well dealt with by Thiago Silva. Still going strong at the grand old age of 40. As I mentioned earlier, he's not even the youngest player in that Fluminense rear guard. Accolade going to Fabio, the 44-year-old goalkeeper, but my goodness, he's a real inspiration, isn't he, Thiago Silva? Still really solid presence defensively after all these years. It's Dortmund now to build again with Pascal Gross, who clips a good-looking ball over the top towards Adeyemi. Brilliant first touch from Adeyemi. Good turn as well. Oh, and Rene, to be fair to the left-back, an excellent piece of defending from him because it was a majestic first touch from Adeyemi. And then he checked back onto his left foot. Rene on the cover, just getting in there first and winning the ball. Allowed Fluminense to clear their lines. But we would have been talking about some goal there if Karim Adeyemi had got the cutback right, because the first touch, as the ball dropped over his left shoulder on the left foot, bringing it down, was sumptuous. As Fabio now just stepping out to meet across, gathering it with ease, just bowling the ball out to Rene. Fluminense looking to build an attack of their own now down the left-hand side. Dortmund, though, win it back through Ryerson. In the end, Freitas just has to head it out of play. Now here come Dortmund again from the throw-in. Anton inside the centre circle, just a couple of yards or so inside the Fluminense half. Sabitzer combining with Sula. Little layoff from Gross to Sabitzer. Sabitzer goes wide right to Ryerson, who's really looked to hug that right-hand touchline so far. Ditto Svensson over here on the left, who's got the ball now. He's played it inside to Girassi, who's quickly met by a couple of Fluminense players and loses out. And Arias now twisting and turning and managing to lay it in field to Nonato, who plays a really nice crossfield pass to Rene, who gathers it in well, slips temporarily, but manages to get to his feet and continue this latest phase of play for Fluminense. Is Samuel Xavier now. Checks back as he reaches the halfway line under a bit of pressure from Pascal Gross, and Thiago Silva goes all the way back to Fabio, who clips it back up towards the halfway line. Everaldo with a nice flick on that's just asking Canobio to chase, but it's well dealt with by Olsubaini. Just covering the run and then heading the ball back to Kobel. Dortmund back on their way now with Sabitzer. Is Olsubaini, about 5 yards inside the Dortmund half. Plays it left to Svensson. Here's a chance now for Brandt into the penalty area. On the left foot, shoots! Good save by Fabio. And then it's put behind by Freitas, who's taking no chances. There's actually an offside flag up against Borussia Dortmund. Looked for a moment as though Julian Brandt was in behind. It's a really close one. I'm not sure he was offside, you know. From the layoff, got in just inside the penalty area on the inside left and swung his left foot at it. Julian Brandt. It was a pretty easy save in the end for Fabio. As I say, it would have been chalked off anyway had it gone in for an offside flag. But here comes Dortmund again now. Karim Adeyemi plays a good pass over to the left. Svensson crosses towards the back post. That's headed away by Freitas. Canobio coming back to help out, picks it up and gives it back to Freitas, who scoops a pass back to Canobio impudently and then clears it left-footed. Chested down by Nonato, who's hustled out of things, but Fluminense can break again now. And here's Everaldo, who spreads the play really intelligently to Arias. And Arias now has got a run against Olsubaini. Drives infield, Arias, then left-footed, plays it out to the left-hand side. There's a shooting chance here, potentially for Martinelli! Whoa, and it's just wide from Martinelli. He curses his luck, because he was really close there to giving Fluminense a shock lead. Lovely build-up play from the Brazilians, and then it was curl towards goal from Martinelli, right-footed, just from outside the penalty area in a central position. Tried to bend it into the top right-hand corner. Again, Kobel scrambling across goal and diving. Don't think he would have got there if it was on target. As it was just a yard or so past his left-hand post. Once again, Borussia Dortmund living a little dangerously here at MetLife Stadium. And that's another poor piece of play by Brandt. And Fluminense win the ball again high up. And there's another chance here for Arias to cause some more havoc. Little attempted 1-2 between Arias and Hercules comes off, but Arias is forced down towards the corner flag on the right-hand side. Hercules driving towards the byline, into the penalty area. His cutback, it's going to come to Nonato. And his shot didn't quite get all of it. Managed to hit the target, but straight at Gregor Kobel. He was able to just go down to his left, gather the ball in. Some real warning signs here for Dortmund, who I think, before the game, most people's ideas of favourites for this one. Fluminense have given a really good account of themselves this opening 35 minutes. And they're on the attack again here, the Brazilians. Once more, it's Martinelli, who does really well to ride a challenge and find Arias, who shoots. And again, that was on its way in, I think, and Kobel had to dive down to his left once more and just tip it round the post. John Arias just trying to G up the Fluminense fans now as he runs over to take this latest corner. It's a nice curled effort from the Colombian, right-footed. It was arcing back in towards the bottom corner. Kobel had to deal with it. It will be on the corner for Fluminense, and it goes from Arias. Headed partially away. Xavier is able to give it back to Arias. Arias plays it to Xavier, whose cutback is met well by Martinelli. That's cleared a little bit frantically by Girassi from inside the 6-yard box. Fluminense mounting a really sustained spell of pressure here. As Rene comes forward now. Here's Canobio, hugging the left touchline. Nonato has to go back to Freites, who in turn, a little bit of a press from Karim Adeyemi, goes all the way back to Fabio. Now here's Samuel Xavier. Just laying it back to Hercules. Martinelli dropping deepest of all to link play. Then Arias picks it up midway inside his own half on the right-hand side. Under sustained pressure from Svensson, but does really well, Arias, there to escape him, and he sets Rene on the way, and Rene, drifted in field, can now play the ball out to the left. Canobio taking on Sula. I think he wanted a foul there, Canobio, but unfortunately for Fluminense, I think the offside flag was up against Agustin Canobio. Yeah, I think he'd just gone a little too early with his run from that Rene pass, which is a bit of a shame for Fluminense because I think he had the beating of Sula from a pace perspective. Instead, Dortmund just able to try and take the sting out of this, say, onslaught, but it's been a really sustained spell of attacking quality from Fluminense, and Dortmund responded particularly well to it. Are on the ball now, though. Just looking to build patiently as Anton plays it across to his right to Sula. Adeyemi. Ryerson gives it to Sula, who has to go all the way back to Kobel. Kobel switching the point of the attack to the left, where Monsibaini can stride out of defence. Heading towards the halfway line, he clips one over the top towards Adeyemi, but that's easily dealt with by Thiago Silva. Samuel Xavier's clearance is not the best, and Dortmund come forward again now on the left-hand side with Adeyemi. Gets support from Gross. Savitzer is close by to help join things up, and Sula now moving it out to the right, where Ryerson heads to the byline, stands one up towards the back post. That's headed behind by Samuel Xavier, defending diligently at the back post there. Just a little bit more like it from Borussia Dortmund. Seen a huge amount of Ryerson getting to the byline, but he did manage it there. And the outcome is a corner for BVB. On the left-hand side, Pascal Gross inevitably is over there to take it. Gives a signal now to his teammates, 2 hands in the air. And in it goes from Gross, an in-swinger. Fabio climbs well and gathers the ball, although it's come loose now. And there was a shot that came in there from Dortmund, and now a second one comes in from Sula that's deflected away. And suddenly there's a bit of a problem here for Dortmund because Knobbio is steaming forward. They're getting yellow shirts back now at Dortmund. And Knobbio, in the end, just opts to go back to René. Fluminense have a player down here in midfield. Just waiting to see what actually happened there, because it did look as though Fabio had claimed that corner with 2 hands, and then suddenly the ball was loose. It was as he fell to the floor after gathering it in the 6-yard box, where he just kind of spilt the ball. And all of a sudden there was a bit of panic in the penalty area. The ball came out to the edge of the box. There was one shot that was blocked, and then Sula had a go from about 30 yards. That was blocked, and from the deflection on the block, it looked as though for a second that Knobbio was going to be bearing down on the Dortmund goal, but they just get enough yellow shirts back there to deal with the problem in the end, the Germans. So we're into the final 5 minutes or so of what's been a pretty absorbing opening half at MetLife Stadium. If you are just joining us, it is still goalless between Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund. It's actually been the Brazilians who have had the better chances, more likely to break the deadlock. Leonardo just making his way across to the touchline. It's him who was down, the 27-year-old, after that collision in midfield. We're going to have to restart play with a drop ball to Fluminense. It's Martinelli, moves it out to the left. Here's Knobbio now, approaching the penalty area, coming in field, tried to link with Everaldo. That's well cut out by Dortmund. Girassi's layoff, attempts to give and goes, a poor one though, and Thiago Silva just steps in pretty comfortably to win it. Fluminense just buy themselves a throw-in off Julian Brandt. Some pretty quizzical looks on the faces of Dortmund fans. Made the journey over here to New Jersey. They've seen their team a little ponderous in possession, a little fragile at the back as well. Better of those certainly being a theme of their season, even under the tutelage of Niko Kovac and the upturn in form they've had. It's been a problem for them. Conceded 13 goals in their last 8 games in all competitions. They've conceded a free kick here too as well, for a foul by Karim Adeyemi, just inside the Fluminense half. Thiago Silva standing over it now, takes it short to Samuel Javier. It's Thiago Silva again, slightly heavy touch, but able to smuggle it back to Samuel Javier. Hercules hanging out to the right-hand side, where Arias is just bundled to the floor pretty unceremoniously by Daniel Svensson. Rightly is awarded a free kick. It's Hercules now, laying one back to Thiago Silva, midway inside the Fluminense half. Hercules with a sharp ball into Arias. Lovely little 1-2. Sets Arias on his way again down the right-hand side. Up towards the penalty area, his attempted cross blocked this time by Monsibaini, but Arias is still pressuring the Algerian defender, who clears his lines, and Dortmund are able to come away with it in the end through Svensson, who has to go back to Kobel though. Sula, the 1-2 between the goalkeeper and Nicolas Sula. But now here's Daniel Svensson as Dortmund look to patiently play their way out of trouble. Anton moving it infield to Pascal Gross, who again has dropped deep to receive the ball and then drills one over to the left-hand side, where Svensson takes it in his stride, rolls the ball into Girassi. His layoff, That wasn't the best. It was in the direction of Brandt, but it's just overrun. A bit of a poor touch by Girassi. Fluminense can break away, although Dortmund do have it back now with Svensson. Here's Marcel Sabitzer. Ryerson now, who's come in field a little bit from that right-hand flank, combining with Julian Brandt. Ryerson again, lays it back to Sula. Here's Anton. Good pass from him out to the left-hand side, finds Gross. It's the first time. Chance for Adeyemi. Oh, really good piece of defending back there for Fluminense. As Adeyemi just tried to shift it back onto his right foot to create the shooting opportunity. It was Martinelli who tracked back, put in a really good challenge there. Adeyemi went to ground and was having a few words with his teammates. He's not entirely happy out there, Karim Adeyemi. It was an excellent piece of defensive midfield play by Martinelli that ultimately has won his team a goal kick. Now here's Canobio in midfield, just juggling the ball, and then turning away from 3 yellow shirts, finding René. René lays it back to Freites. Here's Thiago Silva now. The pressure is Samuel Javier, who turns well and clips it down the line. And Gross does well to win a throw-in for his side. Just knocking it off Nonato. As we head towards the end of the first of 3 minutes that the fourth official has indicated will be added on here at the end of this opening half. It's Dortmund who are looking to break the deadlock at present with Monsibaini. Good pressing from Fluminense though, as the Germans back. Sula has to back to Kobel. Rolls the ball out to Ryerson. Ryerson gives it back to the goalkeeper. Kobel clears up towards halfway, where Girassi is comprehensively beaten in the air by Thiago Silva. Fluminense have it back now, with Fabio, the goalkeeper. Use right-footed clearance, sails up high, general direction of René, but Sula, rising best, wins it, but Brazilians have the ball back now, and again it's clipped down the left-hand side. Everaldo, René I should say, was just looking to flick it on to Canobio, but he got a little bit too much purchase on the header. In the end, it just went out for a Dortmund throw-in over on the right-hand side, which they've taken about 10 yards or so inside their own half, as Gross takes one touch and lays it left-footed out to the left-hand side. Adeyemi immediately pressed by 2 Fluminense players. They've been really excellent, that midfield three, the Brazilians. Thiago Silva now can just give it back to Freites, who clears his lines. Everaldo with a header down. He's come as far as Hercules. Arias now. Tried a little wiggle of the hips and a shift of the shoulder, just to try and smuggle the ball through to Martinelli, but in the end, the ball just deflected away. It's going to be a Fluminense throw-in. Just inside the Dortmund half on the right-hand side. Samuel Javier takes it. It's cleared away by Dortmund, and they've got a half chance here as Girassi chasing down Martinelli once again, doing his defensive work and tracking the run all the way and just mopping things up for Fluminense. And that is the half-time whistle. Referee's seen enough. So it's goalless at the interval at the MetLife Stadium. It's a match that we were expecting Borussia Dortmund to dominate in truth. Fluminense have not been in brilliant form over the last 12 months or so, but under their new manager, Renato Gaucho, appointed in April, they've given a really impressive account of themselves in this opening 45 minutes. John Arias, a clear standout player, the right winger for Fluminense. He's had a couple of shies at Gregor Kobel's goal. The Swiss keeper being forced to tip a couple round the post. Dortmund, they've only really flickered so far. They look shaky at the back. One really good opportunity for them where Karim Adeyemi got in down the left-hand side and flashed it across the 6-yard box, but Girassi on the stretch just unable to get a touch to the ball, but that was about as good as it's got for the Bundesliga giants. As I say, it's been Fluminense who have enjoyed the lion's share of the opportunities and attacking creativity in the final third. It's half-time in New Jersey at the MetLife Stadium. Fluminense 0, Borussia Dortmund 0. I'll be back in 15 minutes or so to take you through the second period, so the kettle on, grab yourself a cuppa, make sure you join me then, but it's bye from me for now.
Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps, and more in-depth info on the match page. Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok. Thank you for listening to FootMob's audio commentary. Be sure to check out player ratings, shot maps and more in-depth info on the match page.
Thank you. Terima kasih. Iya. Ini kan tadi sudah yang dibetulkan. Nah, ini kalau sampai subuh. Ini kasih. Oh, benar ini. Terus. Pengalaman Joko. Pengalaman Joko. Iya,
Remember to check out FootMob's social channels on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter and TikTok.
Dorong datang ke bumbu. Oh iya.
Hello again, everybody. Chris Brand here, taking you through the second half. This FIFA Club World Cup Group F clash between Fluminense and Borussia Dortmund. Are rejoining us, welcome back, but tuning in for the first time, well, you've missed a decent opening 45 minutes, albeit one that didn't bring a goal. Main surprise was the performance of the Brazilian side. Really carried the fight to Borussia Dortmund. Most people's eyes, they were big underdogs to win this match today, but shown plenty of energy and effervescence. Threat in the final third, led by really lively right winger John Arias, Colombian. He's had a couple of pretty good sighters of Gregor Kobel's goal has forced him into action on a couple of occasions. Martinelli, midfielder, also going close as well. Midfield three from Fluminense have certainly caught the eye, Hercules, Donato and Martinelli. By and large, snuffed out the threat posed by Borussia Dortmund, and imagine at half-time, Kovac, some stern words to his men. Just a half chance for Seydou Guirassy on the stretch from Karim Ediami's cross. Closest they came to scoring in that opening 45 minutes. So we can expect to see an improved performance from Dortmund in this second period. The players are back out now. The second half gets underway, and it's Fluminense who get us underway, attacking from right to left. Early touch this second period for Freitas. Nobio tries to go down the left-hand side, but it's quickly met by Julian Freyson's tackled effectively by him. It's a throw in for the Brazilians, which is taken back to Freitas. Here's Rene, the left back, right-footed into midfield, where Everaldo was tussling away with Anton. Did well, the striker, and managed to smuggle it to Canobio, who bought himself a throw-in off Julian Ryerson, which Rene takes midway inside the Dortmund half. Rene now rolling the ball back to Freitas. Here's Thiago Silva, winner of this competition, of course, with Chelsea back in 2021. Dortmund now just enjoying their first bit of possession of this second period. Here's Niklas Süle, just shy of the centre circle inside his own half. Just to go back to Kobel under pressure. Now Gregor Kobel just moves it into Anton. No changes for either side at half time, as far as I can tell. Just to run you through the two starting lineups quickly. In goal for Fluminense is Fabio. Back four of Rene, Freitas, Thiago Silva, the captain, Samuel Xavier, Hercules, Martinelli, and Nonato. Midfield three, and the front three of Canobio, Everaldo, and Arias. Then for Dortmund, Kobel in goal, a back three of Morsibaini, Anton, and Süle. Midfield four of Svensson, Gross, Savitzer, and Ryerson. And then the front three, Brandt, Skipper, Girassi, and Adeyemi. So the ball now is with Fabio, 44-year-old Fluminense goalkeeper. Clips one long, asking Everaldo to chase, and Kobel had to come off limits to clear his lines, and there's a bit of a collision there between Everaldo and Kobel. Nothing sinister about it, just Everaldo only had eyes for the ball, so he was chasing that pass over the top from Fabio. Kobel getting there first and clearing on his right foot. It's a bit of a painful one, I think, for Gregor Kobel, who's got his hands on his head at the moment, receiving some treatment from the Dortmund medical team. Only managed to keep 12 clean sheets in 47 appearances in all competitions last season, Gregor Kobel, Swiss international. A couple of outings for the Swiss in the recent international break. Pretty decent one it was for them as well, picking up a 4-2 win over Mexico, a 4-0 win against the United States of America. He's back on his feet now, thankfully, Gregor Kobel. The game about to get back underway as Anton takes the free kick, which is midway inside the Dortmund half. Gets it out to the left, where Svensson scurries infield and plays it to Morsibaini. Now it's back with Kobel. Plays a bit of a loose pass into midfield that's seized upon by Arias. Oh, and Arias just for a moment looks as though he's going to go around Süle, but Süle just got a foot in. It's back with Arias though, over on the left-hand side. About 30 yards from goal. Here's Martinelli. Clips one towards the back post. Good ball from him. Brought down by Samuel Xavier. Lays it back and a shot comes in there. And it just flashes over the crossbar from Hercules. Once again, Fluminense showing they've got plenty about them in the final third. It's a really nicely crafted move. It was laid back to Hercules by Samuel Xavier. It's a decent sighting of goal for the midfielder, the number 35. Just leant back on it slightly. Just drilled it over the crossbar. Meanwhile, unfortunately, Gregor Kobel has gone back down on the turf. Still feeling the effects of that collision with Everaldo a bit earlier. It's a painful blow that he took. It's a midriff. Dortmund. They've got the goalkeepers on the bench, but the prime candidate to replace him if he is going to have to come off would be Alexander Meyer, 34-year-old. It's 4 appearances for Dortmund in all competitions this season. In the Bundesliga, the Champions League, and one of the DFB Pokal, the German Cup. One clean sheet in those 4 games for him, though. That was in a 1-0 win against Sturm Graz, match day 4 in the Champions League back in November. He's played most of his football in the 2 Bundesliga and below. Brought in from Jan Regensburg 3 years ago. Kobel, he's back on his feet. Still doesn't look entirely happy, but I think he's going to try and give it a go here. Gregor Kobel. Indeed, he does take the restart. Moving into Anton. Dortmund, a slightly hasty clearance that's pounced upon by Hercules. Dortmund a little bit happy there, I think, to be awarded a free kick for a challenge by Canobio on Bolsibaini. It's been a pretty impressive opening period to this second half from Fluminense, who has pretty much picked up where they left off in the opening period. Dortmund far from fluid on the ball and far from secure at the back. Bolsibaini drills the free kick up towards Girassi, who's getting beaten well in the air by Thiago Silva. Here's Samuel Javier now. Freitas. Here's René, the left back, who inside his own half. Arias dropping deep and then turning away from Sula really nicely there. John Arias was just felled by Nicolas Sula, who deservedly gives away a free kick for that particular challenge. The free kick now will be taken by René. Driven upfield, bit of a poor one on this occasion though, and the ball just squirts through to Kobel, who's still moving a little bit gingerly. Is able to roll the ball out to Bolsibaini, who plays it into midfield to Pascal Gross. Here's Anton now, pressed by Everaldo, and just to smuggle it up to Girassi, who goes down to the challenge of a couple of Fluminense players. We get another free kick, and they looking to come forward now down the left-hand side with Svensson. Here's Adeyemi, heavy first touch from him, just allowed Samuel Javier to nip in and win the ball back. Now here's Canobio, who used to be operating on the right-hand side rather than the left in the opening stages of this second half. He was being forced all the way back towards his own goal there and was down near his own touchline, but was just bundled to the floor by Daniel Svensson, and I imagine he was pretty happy to get the referee's whistle there for a free kick. Good shielding from Agustin Canobio. Just allows the opportunity to relieve the pressure for a moment for Fluminense. As Fabio drills the free kick high and long. Another free kick here given to Borussia Dortmund. I think it's against Nonato, who just went up for an aerial challenge to try and win the ball, and he's been penalised. Dortmund now looking to build on the right-hand side through Ryerson, who's quickly met by tenacious René. Little backflip from Sabitzer. It's well cleared again by Fluminense. Arias' layoff is picked up by René. Arias, midway inside his own half, turns away from a couple of challenges and does well to move it on to René, and now Fluminense can break. Nonato finds Samuel Xavier. Here's Canobio. With the pressure, just darts in field and then lays it back to Xavier, who lays it with the outside of his right foot all the way back to Thiago Silva. Escapes the pressure from Girassi and finds Freites. Is Rene now. Midway inside his own half. Hercules dropping into the back line to pick the ball up and just linking with Thiago Silva, who has a bit more time on this occasion. Kicks out Nonato in midfield. Here's Martinelli crossing the halfway line, finding Arias. Rene on the left-hand side. Now Martinelli switching it beautifully left to right. That's really well gathered in by Canobio, who now shifts it onto his right, checks back onto his left, lays it to the edge of the penalty area when Nonato moves it on to Samuel Xavier. Some really good build-up play here by Fluminense. Here's Martinelli now. Rene, centre of goal, 25 yards out, finds Arias, who's over on the left-hand side. Arias darts in field. Martinelli clips one over the top back to Arias, who picks it up well and just tried to cut it back with his left foot, but Kobel, to his credit, was alive to the danger and just anticipated and came out and took the catch. Now Dortmund to get themselves moving again, but it's pretty slow possession for the Bundesliga giants. The opening phase of this second half. A huge amount of dynamism once they cross the halfway line. Perhaps Svensson can check some here, but he has to go back to Osubaini. Is Sula. Now Marcel Sabitzer. Driving in field is Union Brandt. Is Osubaini laying it out to the left-hand side where Pascal Gross has temporarily drifted towards the touchline. Pass into Adeyemi was a difficult one and he was never going to gather it in. And now Arias sending Everaldo on his way. He's in here, Everaldo. Bearing down on Kobel. Checks away from Anton. Lays it into Canobio. Oh, and Agustin Canobio just drills it straight at Kobel. And it's a glorious opportunity that's gone begging there for Fluminense. And Dortmund now looking to do something up the other end with Adeyemi into the penalty area. Stands one up left-footed. That's a poor attempted cross from Karim Adeyemi and just goes behind harmlessly. Oh, but my goodness, it looked as though for all the world that Everaldo was going to take a shot. Kobel was backpedaling. Everaldo was in, he checked onto his left foot just inside the penalty area away from Anton. And suddenly, there was Canobio making the supporting run. Everaldo, the layoff to him was absolutely fine, left-footed. And Canobio took it first time on the left foot. Yeah, Osubaini and Anton both sliding in to make the block. Neither of them got there. The shot was a really disappointing one. Just allowed Kobel to gather in. I can't say I'm too surprised that Borussia Dortmund now are going to make a double change. It's been really poor from them so far. On the plus side for them, it is a debut for Joe Bellingham. Of course, he's just arrived from Sunderland. We're going to see Felix Lemaitre as well. Players being replaced. Pascal Gross, Karim Adeyemi. Be interesting to see if this means a change in system for Niko Kovac. 3-4-2-1 has really been working so far, he said. Now, Lemaitre quickly into the action. A first touch in the yellow and black for Bellingham there, who's gone straight into the heart of midfield. And it's Bellingham now who combines with Lemaitre, the two new boys linking up. Is Sula. Anton moving it across to Osubaini. Svensson now playing a good ball down the line on the left-hand side. It's picked up well, and then there's a swing together there between Canobio and Joby Bellingham, who'd drifted out to the left-hand side there. Just left his foot in there on him, Bellingham. As Canobio got to the ball first. It's a really painful one for Agustin Canobio.
Iya, maksudnya. Masih kan kalau ranjang.
Just wondered for a moment if Free was going to go to his pocket to give Joe Bellingham a yellow card within seconds of making his Borussia Dortmund debut. It's going to be really interesting to see how he does in Germany, isn't it? Obviously following a well-trodden path that his brother Jude made his way down a few years back before reaching up at Real Madrid. It's obviously a key man for Sunderland last season in their run to the playoff final, which ended in promotion back to the Premier League after an 8-year absence. He was the Young Player of the Year in the Championship as well, was Joe Bellingham. She got away without conceding a free kick for that challenge on Canobio. It's only going to be a throw-in for Fluminense, which Samuel Xavier takes midway inside his own half on the right-hand side. Now here's Freites, the left centre half for Fluminense, tries to drill one into Arias down the left-hand side, but too heavy for him, and Kobel can tidy things up for Dortmund and just give the ball to Sula. Here's Orsibaini now. Anton, midway inside his own half, central position. To Sula, who has to go back to Kobel. Anton pulls out to the right to receive the ball from Kobel. Sula steps over the pass and lets it run to Ryerson. Ryerson combining with Julian Brandt, who's just going towards his own goal and plays a risky pass back to his goalkeeper. Suddenly, Kobel had two Fluminense shirts swarming around him. Just about managed to smuggle the ball away, the goalkeeper. It was a strange piece of play from Dortmund skipper. Fluminense have taken the resulting throw-in on the left-hand side, and it's Arias now. Rene wants to go back towards Freites. Thiago Silva now inside the centre circle, inside his own half, looking for options. Gets some support from Samuel Xavier, who tries to clip one down the line, but poor execution from him. It's actually Canobio gave the ball away there in the end. Xavier was for the pass further up down that right-hand side. There's two changes from Niko Kovac. Exactly sparking a revival just yet from Dortmund, as Bellingham now receives the ball in midfield and lays it back to Sabaini. Sabitzer also linking with the Algerian centre half. Who's still got it. Looking for a pass. Plays a good one to Girassi. Girassi's layoff to Bellingham. Here's Brandt now. Brandt slides one down the right-hand side to Ryerson. Ryerson's cross too high for Girassi. It's cleared by Samuel Xavier, only as far as Sabitzer though. Here's Felix Nemecha now. Pass out to the right-hand side, finds Ryerson, who's controlled. Just lets him down, but he's skipped away from the challenge of Rene. Into the penalty area, Ryerson. The layback, and there's a shot there from Sabitzer. It was arcing towards the bottom left-hand corner. To be fair to Fabio, got down pretty early. In the end, made a fairly comfortable save in the end. Perhaps first signs of life there in this second half for Borussia Dortmund. That snapshot.
Ini dia rekomendasi.
The edge of the penalty area by Marcel Sabitzer. There's Bellingham now looks to get up.
Lagi dibuka kok asapnya kesedot blower. Sampai enak ya nunggu Mulai kayak mainin aja.
Masa bagi segenap kalian bertugas pamit undur diri. Terima kasih kebersamaan Anda. Selamat malam dan sampai jumpa.
Going up, escalated.
make it better. That's my manner. So see you later on an escalator. Going up. Look, 난 필요 없어 navigate. Hey, 본능이 나를 activate. Don't make a wish now, just do it. 지금 순간이 만누르네. Switch on, switch on.
Cari koin buangan.
Wake up, wake up, 넌 너고 일어나가는 loss. Kick up, kick up, 주저앉고 저질러. Now, just kick it up, now, just kick it up. Up, up, never look down. 오르막길을 즐기는 타입. 너무 세우지 탑이 스위터 웨이 멈추지 않아. Bye.